What's going on, guys? This is Big Worm 380, and we're back in Ark Survival Evolved on the PvP server. What we're going to do in this one, this is going to be a short video. It's just talking about breeding these goats. Now, this isn't really a video on breeding so much. I just really wanted to showcase the goats themselves. The Ovis is what they're called. And what I have, me and a buddy that's on the server, he's in a different tribe, but he had found, I think he had found a male, and I found a female, or vice versa. And we searched around the whole fucking map to find ourselves, you know, the opposite, so we could start breeding them. Well, we could not find another Ovis, period. So, they're just not spawning in. So we went ahead and got together and bred them till we each got what we needed. And so now we're both breeding them and raising them. And the main thing I wanted to talk about is just the fact that these things are fucking awesome for taming carnivores. If you're taming a carnivore, let me open up the dodo decks here. Now, I haven't tamed a whole lot of different things on this PvP server, but I've been taming a lot of what we use. For instance, the Argent. Just tamed a 145 Argent earlier, and it would take Stegosaurus kibble. Okay, well, with 7 Stegosaurus kibble, you get, it would take 25 minutes on my server. I know that's not official rates. We've got like 6 times taming on here, but it's, you can kind of see what I'm getting at though. With Stegosaurus kibble, it would have taken 7 Stegosaurus kibble, and it would have taken 25 minutes. Normally what I'd been doing, I don't have any stegos, and I hadn't been making kibble, so it would have taken, with raw prime, it would have taken 42 minutes and 19 raw prime, which was working fine at the beginning. But when we got these Ovis and started breeding them, it only takes 8 raw mutton that you get from these things, and it only takes 18 minutes. So it takes 1 more mutton to tame a 145 Argent, and it tames in about just over 7 minutes faster. Anyway, so what main point is, it takes the time it takes to breed. And like I said, I've got this server on 6 times breeding, so everything tames faster anyway. But the fact that it's, a third faster taming stuff on my server, I can only imagine that it transfers to, say, official servers the same way. So that would be a big deal, and I think it makes it worth it to breed these things. I've been keeping 3 females and a male in this breeding pen. And then I keep an extra male just in case. This is the only pain in the ass of them, because they're so tiny, they have hardly no weight, so they eat kind of fast, so you got to stay on them. And I'll get 3 bred at the same time. And let's see. And you get so much mutton off these things too. Now I do have hold on, bear with me. I know I keep fucking talking and stopping, but you got to keep up with these things. I got 3. Okay, so that's my 3. And sometimes you end up, I had twins one time, I had triplets one time, and I just keep like 3 or 4 on hand to tame with, because on my server the gather rate is up, but I mean, I get way more mutton than I would possibly need, and you get pelt also off these things. So if you need snow gear, or anytime you're taming any carnivore, these things are the shit. So let me get these guys to juvenile status, and then I'll take one and go ahead and kill it and show you guys what I'm talking about as far as what you get from it. Alright guys, these other 2, that one and this one, are juveniles now. This one, when it hits 10 pounds 6 ounces, right above where my cursor is here, where it's yep, it's a juvenile now. Okay, so I'm gonna I'll leave a little in there. I'm gonna put these berries back in here. Now these guys are feeding off the trough. Okay, so what I was talking about is the good things about raising these Ovis. Now, as a tame, to use for anything outside of just breeding for the mutton, I don't really see a huge use for these things. I don't know how fast they get. They are bred when they're bred, which, you know, none of these are super high level, but I mean, look at these stats. It's got 320 health, 240 stamina, 106 weight. The melee, I don't care what the melee is, you can rank that up to 1,000 and it still ain't worth a shit for fighting anything. So to me, all these things are useful for is breeding for mutton to tame carnivores. And keep in mind, when I say carnivores, I mean land carnivores. I don't mean like, not even baryonyx. Baryonyx, you tame them on fish, so I don't think the mutton doesn't work on them at all. But, you know, your T-Rexes, Gigas, all that shit, as far as I know, let me check the dodo dex on a T-Rex, for instance. Yeah, T-Rex takes scorpion kibble. It would take 11 scorpion kibble in 35 minutes on my server. It would take 12 mutton in 24 minutes. So, I mean, it's very worth, I think, breeding these things. Just, you know, just if nothing else, have one or two on hand just that you can slaughter. But I wouldn't go out and find them and kill them. I would make the effort to go out and find them, find a male and a female and breed them. Because these things, I know on this server, are rare as hell. I mean, we found, me and my buddy Chris found one of each sex, and I still haven't seen another one in the wild since we got both of them. And so, you know, these could be a something that you could maybe give to somebody after you breed some, and, you know, get something in return, something pretty good, because this is probably one of the more rare things in the game, really. Now, on some servers, I don't know. Maybe they're all over the place. But I think as well as they work to tame stuff, I think that's why they made them spawn less. They're supposed to be pretty rare. That's what I've heard. So when you find a pair, I would suggest breeding them. But now, again, there are drawbacks to them. Like I said, this is pretty much all I can see they're useful for. The information on them says that they can climb up, you know, pretty steep rocks and, you know, I guess mountainsides that other animals can't. Well, to be honest with you, I'm not going to be out in the middle of nowhere on the side of a steep mountain that I need to get up with one of these fucking things anyway, because chances are it already got killed before you got to it. So, I mean, they're not really useful outside of breeding for meat, as far as I can tell. And the other thing, the only other drawback is this is not going to be a super early tame for you, because they tame with veggie cakes, sweet veggie cakes. And that means you have to have a garden of some sort, and you have to have long grass, savroot, and long grass, savroot. I can't think of the third one. I always fuck the names up on those. What are they? Longgrass, savroot, not citronal. They don't eat the oranges. They eat the potatoes, the carrots, and the corn. Rock carrot, savroot, and longgrass. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's the three you have to start growing and have to make the veggie cakes. And if you're going to be looking for these to tame them, I would suggest getting those three vegetables growing ahead of time. And then that way when you find one, you can just fucking tame it. And it doesn't matter what level they are. It can be a level 5 or a 150 or a 4 or a 120 or whatever on, you know, if you're playing on your private server or whatever the deal is. It takes one sweet veggie cake to tame it. Now, the good thing is they're not like the snails, the Achatina, where you have to keep feeding them veggie cakes. That's what makes those kind of a pain in the ass. You tame these with one sweet veggie cake, and then after that, you just feed them berries. So they're easy to maintain. They're just hard to find, and you do have to have the means to make the veggie cakes and do that. But let's go ahead. Those guys are feeding off the trough. Let me, I got a male that bred, so I'm going to go ahead and take this guy out. And I'm going to go ahead and kill it so I can show you guys how much fucking mutton and shit you get off this thing. Again, this is my private server. This is not, he's on lowest following, so he follows too close. So, anyway, but yeah, the gather rate on here is 2, which since they doubled everything, that's basically what used to be 4 times gathering. And so yeah, watch this. Goddamn. Okay, so I just got 70 mutton hitting that one time with a pike. I don't have my, but I mean, look at this. I don't know why that's not going away. But anyway, I didn't get, it was 200 and something mutton I got off this one thing. And then let's see how much pelt we got, because before I did I changed the gather setting. I got 161 pelt off one of these things, and we've got more pelt in the house. So, I mean, it's crazy how much fucking pelt and raw mutton you get. So, really and truly, if you have one of these guys that you can sacrifice, you know, you got your breeding pair, and then you've got one extra that you can use for meat. Man, it would really be worth getting several things if you could at the same time. Try to get them all knocked out about the same time. Maybe get some different little taming pens set up and get them knocked out, and then, you know, haul ass back to the house and get your mutton, kill one of these things, and you can tame a bunch of shit all at once. So that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to kind of show y'all. I didn't do the whole breeding, you know, how to do it. I mean, I think everybody pretty much knows, and I've got other videos of that. It's, you know, you just put them in, I put them in this, keep them in this pen, put them all on wandering. The male breeds with all 3 females at the same time. And because these are mammals, they're not egg layers. Instead of laying an egg and have to incubate the egg, you have to let the females go through their gestation period, being pregnant. And then instead of egg hatching, they just shoot the baby out. And then it's the same after that. You got to hand feed them till they get to juvenile, then they can feed out of the trough, blah, blah, blah. So, that's pretty much it. I mean, I can't get over how useful these things are, but they did kind of balance it, I think, in the way that, as far as making them rare to find and having them tame on veggie cakes. There again, it only takes one no matter what level they are. So it's not like I said, they're not as much of a pain in the ass as the snails are. So, and guys, we're still looking for people to join the server. So if y'all are interested, hit me up on Xbox Live. BigWorm380 is the gamer tag, and I'll get y'all in here. We're still looking for, you know, 15, 20 people. We want to get, you know, being a private dedicated server, this is on my personal internet connection, so I can't handle a full server. That's the only reason I haven't opened it up. It's password protected, because I tried that once and it just got flooded with people, and so many people that the server was real laggy. And so I want to get as many people as I can in here, but keep it stable for everybody that is in here. So hit me up if you guys want to join the server. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this helped somebody out. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Later.